I find it interesting that even in this, the disciples have no say in the matter. Jesus invites them, and they just do it. Just in their call, when Jesus went about the countryside picking out his disciples, it shows that they just left what they were doing and followed him without question. And in this case, Jesus has been with them for a while, and they've seen a number of things. It says that they've seen him cure diseases and every sickness of every kind, and now it's their turn. And the author from Matthew says nothing about their response to this whole thing. They're to go out 2 by 2 and to the countryside and do the same thing. Now it's time to go solo. You've had enough training. As a weightlifter, I know that sometimes you're tempted to overtrain. You get a little overzealous, and sometimes that does more harm than good. Sometimes you can start damaging ligaments and tendons and other things that you don't want to have happen because it takes a long time to heal. And so overtraining is something we don't want to do. Knowing our limits sometimes. Training just enough and maybe a little less than what you think you need to. But rest is important as well. But it's a tendency for us to want to be well prepared, and that's a good thing. We don't want to go off without any thought, without any training, without any preparation at all. That would be ludicrous to do that. But we often wonder, if I only had more of this, if I had more training, if I had gotten my accounts in order at home or at church, or if I get just enough of this or that, then I'll be ready. And Jesus just sent his disciples out, ready or not. I think he felt that they were ready. As often leaders will find those who are the mentees and decide, yeah, you've got enough to go on your own now. And as leaders, we often, within ourselves, wonder if we're well prepared enough, and others will tell us, yes, you are. And as leaders and mentors, we can often tell other people that I think you're ready to move on to the next step, even though you don't feel like you're ready to do that. Even leaders have said sometimes you just have to just start. And you'll learn along the way, of course, and you hope you do. And there might be rough edges to begin with, but you'll continue the course and do what you need to do. So Jesus' mission to the world for his disciples was to continue. And what was it? To proclaim the kingdom of heaven draw near, to heal and to cure and all of these things. And he doesn't say how they're to do it. I imagine they've learned through prayer that they can draw the strength of God through that. He tells them at this point, don't go to the Gentiles. I think there's something more that he has in mind for the Gentiles. But to be safe to start out with, go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, to those who really need to hear it, to see it. And I think a lot of their work was done by hand, by action, probably more than words, because as we know, sometimes actions speak louder than words. But Jesus was with them, and I imagine as they were on their way in their pairs of, he was praying for them fervently. And he was probably doing the same in his own region of where he was going to be. But I imagine he covered a bigger territory, and there was much work to be done. And so it was time. So for us, it's time. We may not feel like we're ready for certain things, but there is a time and place for things. And we have people to support us, and there are people to guide us and give us instruction in different ways. And there's always a sense of learning, and that's a good thing. We don't know it all. There's always something we have to learn in one way or another. So as we see that Jesus sent them out for healing of the world, the mission of Jesus. Thanks to be to God for that. Amen.